Hi, Mark here. It is going on 9 a.m. Eastern, US session well underway for about an hour now, going into the afternoon portion of the European session. And interesting days trading. Yesterday, after the US session came to an end, in the Asian session, the new trading day, the court ruled in the US against Trump's reciprocal tariffs. Um, Huge news, and the US dollar really rallied in all markets. We saw the US dollar gap up on that news, positive news for the US dollar. However, during the Asian and European sessions, and certainly carrying on into the US Open now, we've seen the US give up all those gains. There's been a complete turnaround from the dollar strengthening on that news. Dollar is being sold off right now. Let's have a look at the US dollar index, and you can see yesterday closed at 99.80 and then gapped up on the news to 136. But as you can see right now, giving up all of those gains, moved a long way already, and now sitting at yesterday's open 99.44. So it's a matter of whether this can continue, how much room US dollar selling still has. Can the US dollar be sold off even more? Or is there going to be some type of a turnaround? Let's have a look and see how the majors are performing. Starting on the Euro US, closed yesterday at 112.90, and then following the US rally, or the court ruling against that Trump reciprocal tariffs, which is strong for the US dollar, it gapped down all the way to 112.28. Euro was sold, strong US dollar, but here's what we've seen during the Asian and European session and now into the US session. Here is the euro fighting back, buying euro, selling US, and giving up all of those gains to the US and then some, and still moving the euro. What we must take into account is the average true range, which gives us on average from the extreme, the high to the low or low to the high, how many pips usually in one day. If you look at the euro, on average about 95 pips in a day. Well, already it's moved 120 pips. So how much more? We'll wait and see. But you can see that euro strengthening, US dollar continuing to give up all of those gains, strong sell-off against the US. If I go to the 4-hour, I'm sure the trends already are being established. You can see that. Here's the big 4-hour candlesticks, EMAs crossing to the upside and sitting at 134.46 for now. Let's have a look at the pound. And the situation will be similar. You can see that yesterday pound closed at 134.60 following the court announcement yesterday. US dollar strengthened 134.25. That's how the pound was sold off. US dollar gap down to strengthen, and then in the Asian European session, just like the euro, pound has fought all its way back. US given up all of those gains and right back up to yesterday's open at 135. Again, average true range on the pound normally sits at around 96 pips, and we already have moved that amount almost 100 pips, and as the US session gets underway. We'll see the strong uptrend on the 4-hour. There it is, this 4-hour candlestick, and sitting right now at $1.35 and looking to go higher, the pound. Let's have a look at the US yen. Again, US certainly strengthened on the, let's get to the daily, strengthened on the news last night. So from a close at 144.84, gapped all the way up to 145.79 and went higher all the way to 146.31. But have a look how the US has given up all of those gains. Yen is strengthening and sitting right now at 144.43. If I zoom into the 4-hour, There you can see EMAs have crossed to the downside, and we're sitting right now at this very low number. Average true range, let me just also mention on the yen, usually about 160 pips is the range within an average day. We're already looking at over 170 pips that it's moved. We have to bear that in mind. Lastly, let's have a look at the US Canadian. See how that's materialized following the court ruling. Closed yesterday at 138.36 US dollar. Had a good 3 days and fighting back. Following the court ruling, US jumped up to 138.54, but since then given up all of those gains. You can see even below yesterday, it's completely engulfed yesterday's candle, sitting right now at 137.93, below the 138 level. There it is on the 4-hour. EMAs have crossed down, moving lower. And if I zoom in on the hourly on all of them, you'll see just how strong the move is. So it's a matter of how long this dollar sell-off will remain. Is there going to be a turnaround? We've got levels to work with. Just bear in mind the average true range, which in most cases in all of these majors, we've already seen the average true range having been fulfilled as we get into the US Open, which means we must watch for possible breathers or retracements, just from a technical point of view. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I'll see you at the end of today's session.